Hello, WealthLab 8 users, Glitch here. Today we will cover what's new in WealthLab 8 Build 52. So let's get started. There's just a couple of features I want to cover in Build 52, and the first is a new mode of operation for our MetaStrategies. So let me open a new strategy, and I'm going to make it a MetaStrategy. And a MetaStrategy is composed of one or more component strategies, and they all run together and produce a combined result. So I'm going to go to my strategies and pick a couple of them offhand. Let's go to our sample strategies folder, and let's say RSI Agita, let's say knife juggler, and then let's go to our YouTube strategies, and let's say the Rayner-Bollinger Band system and the Sailor Schiff Bitcoin system. So we now have all of these in a MetaStrategy, and this is the new feature here. I'm first going to turn it off, because if you leave this off, the MetaStrategy runs as it had in previous versions with this portfolio weight. So each component strategy divides up the starting capital of 100,000 in this case into 4 separate pools of capital. So each strategy will be given basically 25,000 simulated dollars to backtest with. And the position sizing of the strategy is based on that 25,000 in this case. So let's run the MetaStrategy. And here we go. Let's take a look at the result. So we can see kind of a choppy equity curve because there's 4 strategies here. Each one is given a 25% allocation of the capital. So it results in some areas where one of the strategies never, or 3 of the strategies probably never traded. So we have these light green areas of cash, and one of the other strategies is trading more frequently. So it's a little bit difficult to manage in this case, I think. So we added this new feature to the MetaStrategy settings. Component strategies share common capital pool. If you enable this, then you notice all the portfolio weights are gone. And basically what it means is each strategy will run with the 100,000 starting capital, and the position size will also be based on that if it's a percent of equity. So let's run it with that new mode enabled and take a look at the difference. So here we see a much kind of smoother mix, as all of the 4 strategies were just using the same capital pool. And you may run into, depending on your position size, you'll run into situations where not all of the positions can be taken by the MetaStrategy. It will use portfolio weight, just like normal, to determine which ones to select. You can also manage the position sizes of each strategy individually here in the MetaStrategy settings to control how much of the shared capital each strategy's positions will take. So that is the new sharing of the common capital pool for MetaStrategies in Build 52. Next, let us create a new building block strategy, and let's do a simple moving average crossover indicator, compared to indicator, indicator compared to indicator. Close is greater than moving average to enter, close is less than moving average to exit. And let's just run that, make sure it's behaving properly. So here we go. Here's a trend following system. It's entering when the close crosses above the moving average, and then it's selling when the close crosses below the moving average. So let's say we wanted to add an additional rule to this entry. Let's go to our power pack and say gaps. So we will enter only after the signal date has a gap up opening. So let's run that again. So it did improve the result a little bit. And let's take a look at the chart. So where's our trend? Here's our trend entry here. So the signal bar was this bar actually, and you could see that this bar did have a gap up, so then it did enter the following bar. But what if we say we want to enter when there's not a gap up? Well, normally something like that wouldn't be possible to do in blocks. However, we added a new qualifier block that enables this kind of inverting of the logic. So this is the logical inverter, appropriately named. We drag that over on top of the condition. And what it does is it just reverses the logic of this condition. So instead of gap up at open, this condition will evaluate to true if there is not a gap up at open. So let's run this again. We have better profit, interestingly enough. Let's go to the chart and look at our example here. So this time, this was the signal bar. This green bar was the signal bar. This is the entry bar. And the signal bar did not have a gap up. So the opening price was below the high of the previous bar. So that is the logical inverter. It was requested on our forums, and we implemented it for build 52. And I think that's it for this quick build 52 video. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support with WealthLab 8, and we'll see you all on the forums.